Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tour RC. Today I've got something different. It's a 110 scale rally car, nitro version. All fairness, I do not know what make is this, so maybe you guys can give me a hand with this. Try to figure out what this is. So this is actually a friend of mine's. He bought it off eBay, so you can expect something to be wrong with this, and actually there is a few things that are wrong. Although the car looks absolutely mint, there's a few things that are wrong with it. So we'll take the body shell and I'll show you what some of the stuff is wrong. So when you open it, there's not a lot. There's a big battery and receiver box. So it uses two servos. It's a nitro version, obviously. One of the issues that he was having was the throttle settings and the tuning on the engine is all off. So it needs all need to be tuned properly. So I told him that I would be happy to help him out and do this for him. Other thing there was a problem was the steering. Steering seems to be doesn't steer a lot. I think there's an issue with the steering system, but I found there was another issue. These wheels, although they look awesome on this car, and they might be very good on off-road. When you steer, basically what's happening is when you steer, I don't know if you guys can see that, the inside of the rim is actually hitting the bottom arm of the suspension. So it sometimes even locks. So that's one problem that is having. So what I'm going to do is just going to try and figure out what I can do and tune it. So I'm going to start by taking the case off, this case off, and get to the electrics. There's something here. I've opened this up before, and because I just wanted to unplug the battery. When I was unplugging the battery, I'll actually show you so you can see. Right, so it uses the old crystal system, and it's got a failsafe. But the failsafe, when they put the failsafe where the battery port is, I don't know if you guys can see it, that's the failsafe. So it's connected to the battery port and it's connected to the on and off switch. Yeah, that's not where it goes, by the way. Whoever built this up, this goes on your throttle servo, so on your second channel, and connects into your throttle, not into your battery and into the switch. That's so I'm not sure if this will be actually working. So let's take this off. Let's plug this battery on. There. And voila. And wait until you see the size of this remote, guys. Switch it on here. That is huge. This is as big as the car, man. That is absolutely huge. Let me see if I can just pull it back. There it goes. beside the car, kinda. It's just a huge thing. Like a space gun taken out of a movie or something. Right, so there's our remote. And let's switch on the car. Right. Let's see what. Right. I gotta say, and because those wheels are actually, they are loose just now. I've not tightened them since I took them out for the first time, just to check what was jamming. And I've noticed that those wheels are actually preventing the steering as well, because since they are loose, they are not actually rubbing on or hitting on the bottom arm, so they're actually turning just now. There it goes, and it jams. So that for this car, I think he's going to have to get some offset wheels. Or I'll see if I've got anything. If I've got anything that I can use to make them a bit offset, bring them out a little bit. Another thing I've noticed is, wow, that is a really long aerial. Jesus. So, how long does this go? So when buying stuff from eBay, you guys need to do your what is it? Study a bit about the stuff that you're buying. Okay, looks like there's been fixed or something in here. Jesus, this is, oh my god, this is huge. Right. So, look, crystals, they are a pain. So, switch off. Take this to the side, for there. So, we'll get this goes off, just quickly. Yeah, when buying stuff off eBay, just make sure that you know what you're buying. You know, he doesn't know what to make of this car. I don't know what to make of this car. On the chassis, actually, it does say P190. I don't know what that means. I really don't know. I thought at the beginning it was possibly a Thunder Tiger, but I've looked at all of their cars and nothing is similar to this. It's got a size 12 engine. We just did get it started earlier on, but it was just choking, and there was a lot of yellow stuff coming out of the exhaust that I've never seen. It could have been just oil that was sitting on the engine, but it was just as bright as that or that. It was just weird. So when I took those wheels off, I've noticed that this was playing a lot, and that's when I realised. See if you guys can see it. Focus. It's not focusing, but you guys can already see what I'm talking about. You can see the little hole in there. The X is not all the way in, so that's why it's playing like that. Not only is the pin missing, the X is actually not, the hole on the X is not the right size. So I think I need to see if I've got something that can replace that for something better. So, alright guys, so turns out that this is going to be slightly difficult to fix. considering we don't know the make of it, because I thought, you know, like every single RC car we use X's would have a little pin go through the shaft. But it turns out, after I've taken all the rest of the wheels, none of them have a pin through the shaft and with the X's. So it basically is like the let's put like a flywheel. When you put in the flywheel on your engine, you basically push the flywheel in, and then you screw it with you tighten it with a bolt, and that keeps it tight in there in place. This works basically the same way, but I think when someone must have broken one of those and replaced it for a standard one, which is not a bad thing, which means you can actually get standard ones and fit the standard ones. But then again, what part is that? What can I use to maybe replace the other three for normal shafts? Gives you an overview of the car. It's actually nice and neat inside. Everything is nice and clean for a nitro car with a lot of stuff. It's actually not bad at all. I see why he was bidding for it and why he wanted it. Because when you look, it's nice and clean, but turns out that not everything that's nice and clean and good looking it's easy to fix. So I think the biggest issues we are having just now will be the tires and the wheels, as that bit keeps hitting the bottom arms of the the steering every time you turn it. So need to but you guys can see the thread on it. Looks cool, huh? Looks nice and grippy on the dirt. Right, so the X's are not the problem. The problem will be the wheels. You need to get the right wheels for this.